Hello, it's me again, hoping to inspire you to know your financial numbers. This is a survival necessity, and somehow you must not only get to grips with those numbers, but you must positively attack or defend them. Attack to improve them, and defend to maintain them, for the ongoing health of your business. This is the third dynamic and is entitled Finance. Well, this Trojan horse, we all know the story, and entrepreneurs we engage with are mostly in the situation of a love-hate relationship between themselves and their finance. There are some reasons why. Most of us feel totally inadequate when presented with the numbers in our business, to some degree or another. We want to start the discussion with you that will ultimately bring you to find your numbers easily and fun, and that you are inspired to use some tools to be in total control of where you are, where you're going, and what to do to reach your vision of this survival requirement, business dynamic called finance. Pareto's theory, called the 80-20 rule, or sometimes known as the law of the vital few, applies very much to this subject. 10% of the population have the competencies to manage their financial numbers effectively. A further 10% have no idea, no motivation, and abdicate responsibility and accountability to others. 80%, probably you, and we know our practice used to fall definitely into this category, muddle along in the middle ground, trying but not necessarily being effective with the outcomes. However, we can distort this distribution through thoughtful, relevant, and managed interventions. The wilting plant story. As you look through the window at this wilting plant, can you tell what the problems may be? Could it be too much water, not enough sunlight, lack of feeding, or maybe even that it's root bound? There may be many reasons, but which one will make a difference? Or should we just try each one in turn until we either throw out the dead plant or luck out with luxuriant growth? We have to go meta, under the covers of what is evident, what we see on the surface, to those contexts that are the cause of this outcome. Understanding here is wisdom in applying, engaging, changing, or monitoring our interventions. Your finance system produces data that you may have two dynamics attached to the data. Either you're connected and or you understand, or as some leaders, you might have both in varying degrees. Everyone has different attributes, and we all know someone who loves their numbers and can place their fingers without any hesitation on the problem, while holding the bigger picture of their financial state in their minds. It is a truism, however, that the entrepreneurial leader wants to build and create and be involved in the future and can't be bothered with the mundane day-to-day of their financial numbers. So they have no or little understanding, or no or little connectedness. The bean counter, on the other hand, loves their numbers and can't get it that no one else can see the problem. This sometimes can lead them to conflict and become authoritarian people managers. So they have high understanding of the number, but sometimes quite low connectedness with the number. The wilting plant hugger is fully connected with the problem, but lacks the wisdom to understand what interventions are required to sort out the underlying problem. So the connectedness is good, but there's low understanding. Of course, we generalize, but we hope you see yourself in this mirror and recognize that some action is required to build wisdom around your numbers. Have your finance system produce repeatable quality and quantity you expect and demand. This is not the leader's responsibility, but the finance process. And that mantra, which I've just spoken about, repeatability, quality, and quantity, is the management outcomes delivered what you demand. Get rid of the clutter and these big reports and the monthly management accounts and focus just on the meta. Success is the selection of the correct metrics that will drive the strategic outcome you're dreaming about. We look at two criteria: impact, that's impact on the business, and importance, stuff we've just got to do. And you should employ some method to drive out the different projects that will produce those desired outcomes. We've seen clients with a single must-have project that is so big and complex that it never finishes. Others with millions of projects, we're exaggerating of course, making the task so big that they never even start. So choose wisely. These have impact and importance, so cut your teeth on them. Enter the executive dashboard. There are millions, again, we exaggerate, of ways to visualize your data. Just pick one and keep it simple. Any way that works for you is great. To visualize the three previous minimum requirements of revenue, expenses, and saving for investment requires just 3 numbers produced by your accounting system every month. But it requires you to set a benchmark that you want to achieve. Visualize the numbers against that benchmark every month, understanding of course the context, and then create a moving average or trend line to predict where you're going. Now you can demand and create projects in your enterprise to impact these underlying numbers to meet your benchmark expectations. So again, we hope we have inspired you to build a visual global positioning system so you know where you are, where you want to be, what is required to get there. Look on this page for the download buttons, the slides and the presenter's notes, but also we will provide you with a free Excel model that demonstrates the ease of building context to your numbers.